What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Unparalleled Universe for another end of the year top 10 video. And in this video, I'm going to be covering everything other than Marvel Legends and Mezco. I already did videos for those, and I'll leave links in the description below so you can check those out. But I didn't want to do just a straight top 10 because if I did and it was honest, it'd probably be like 6 Mezco figures, and you know, I thought that was kind of boring, so that's why I kind of broke it up like this. But in this case, I'm going to be taking a look at a bunch of different stuff like Marvel Select, DC Icons, NECA, couple Funko things and stuff like that. Everybody put out so many different cool things. I wanted to make a top 10 video so that I could appreciate some other things other than Mezco and Marvel Legends. And those two are my favorite lines, but everybody out there is putting out some awesome stuff right now, so that's what this video is for, is to take a look at all those things. So for starters, let's look at my honorable mentions. First off, we have Scrooge McDuck and Darkwing Duck from the Funko Afternoon Time Disney line, and these things are great. They're small little, like almost 4-inch figures. I really hope that they continue with this line. I'd love to see them do Gizmo and a bunch of the other characters from Darkwing Duck and all those duck related Disney shows. Those were all great, so hopefully they keep on going with this. And then back here we have Hector from Coco, and this figure I think is just made by Disney. I'm not even sure. You could buy it at the Disney store for about $30, but it's really cool. Like, he has a little singing guitar if you're into that, but it's a skeleton that's pretty much fully articulated, and then it has actual cloth clothing. It kind of feels more like a doll than an action figure. I mean, I don't really know, you know, however you want to classify those two things, but yeah, I love this thing. This is a really cool figure to play with and pose and stuff like that. I'm looking forward to picking up Miguel soon, but haven't seen him yet. And then down here we have Marvel Select Rocket Raccoon, and this figure is great too. I just couldn't give it a spot only because it's just, you know, such a small figure, and it came along with Gamora. I wasn't as crazy about Gamora. She was cool too, but I love this Rocket Raccoon. You know, for the following weeks after I bought it, I took him with me everywhere. He's a really cool figure, very articulated. Oh yeah, another reason why he didn't get a spot is because I had to modify his legs to make it right. But yeah, so that's okay. But he's still a cool figure, very happy to have him. And then back here we have DC Icons Nightwing. And what's really cool about him is he's a really simple figure, but he looks great. He only costs about $25. And I know a bunch of people are crazy about Nightwing, so it's cool that we got a nice articulated Nightwing figure for those people. And then right here I have Homecoming Figure Art Spider-Man. And this is a really cool figure. I love it. I love the accessories. It wasn't perfect in my opinion, but I did like it a lot. But he just wasn't the best Homecoming Spider-Man for me, so that's why he didn't make it into the top 10. And then over here, I wasn't really sure how to talk about the NECA Comic-Con exclusive Ninja Turtle set. I didn't really want to give it its own spot because it kind of wasn't fair. It was pretty much 8 figures and a bunch of crazy accessories, but I wanted to show it some love because it was such a cool little box set. I mean, such a huge big box set that came in an old school vinyl kind of case. It was really cool to open this up and play with it. It came with all the different turtles, Foot Clan, I mean a couple of Foot Soldiers, came with Shredder and Krang and a bunch of crazy accessories. So this is a really cool set. So that's my honorable mentions. Now let's get into the top 10. So for number 10 on my list, I'm going with DC Icons Deathstroke. And this figure is pretty much a perfect representation of the character. I think any Deathstroke fan would be happy to have this guy. It's really unfortunate that the DC Icons line isn't going to be around much longer because they really go all out with their figures. Like on him, you got a bunch of sculpted details. His legs have that sculpted chainmail stuff. Right here in his midsection, there's like sculpted chainmail on his arms everywhere. So this is a really great looking figure. It only costs about 25 bucks. So, you know, if you're a Deathstroke fan, this is a figure you definitely want to pick up. But yeah, that's it. Number 10, DC Icons Deathstroke. So number 9 on my list is going to be the Marvel Select Groot figure, and this is a Disney Store exclusive. You could buy him for like $25. Actually, I mean, I saw him in the store for like $11.99 one time. They were on clearance, but it's a figure that you could easily go buy, and he has a good size to him, has a good sculpt. His face sculpt is really nice. The only one thing I didn't like was his hand. That was the only thing I didn't like, but it was really nice to be able to just buy a Groot figure, and he looks really nice with the Marvel Select Rocket Raccoon, and it kind of would have made sense for me if they were packed together. But yeah, they look great together, so check that out. That's number 9, Groot from Marvel Select. And for number 8 on my list, I'm going with another Marvel Select figure, and this is Marvel Select Destroyer. In my opinion, this is a figure that I think we really needed. The only other version of this figure, or this character we have, is the Marvel Legends one, which is kind of old and outdated. I was never crazy about it, but this one is pretty much perfect, and it could fit into your Marvel Legends display if you want. It's not really intended to, so it fits in with Marvel Legends or Marvel Select. But here's a quick look at him next to a Marvel Legends figure, just so you could see. It's not like he's, you know, like as tall as a building next to Marvel Legends figure, so I think it'll work. But yeah, he's a really awesome figure. He definitely captures the classic look. He's one of my favorite Marvel Selects actually, but he's really cool. And he also comes with like a Odin head, which is really cool too. But yeah, that's number 8, Marvel Select Destroyer. And for number 7 on my list, I'm going with the NECA Shredder figure. And this figure comes in that box set that I mentioned earlier. And this thing is just perfect. It perfectly captures the look from the animated series. And he comes with a really nice looking like cloth cape. As you can see, it looks really nice. It's very well done. I love like the black line work and the muscles there. And this is just a really cool figure. It's unfortunate that it's hard to get and you can't really buy it without buying that big box set. And you know, Figure Arts hasn't put theirs out, so I was really happy to get this guy. And it's pretty cool because he fits in really good with the Figure Arts figures as well. As you can see there, he looks great next to them. So yeah, that's number 7 on my list, NECA Shredder. So for number 6 on my list, I am going with the Revoltech Wolverine figure. And this guy is just really fun to pose and play with. A big problem that people have with Revoltech figures are the joints, and on Wolverine here, most of the joints are really well hidden. But this was just a really fun figure to play with. And it kind of held me over until I got the Mezco Tiger Stripe Wolverine. But I kind of thought I'd get rid of this once I got that, but I'm not. I'm gonna hold on to this guy. He's really cool. And yeah, that's it. That's number 6, Revoltech Wolverine. So for number 5 on my list, I am going with the American release or deluxe release, whatever you want to call it, of the Figure Arts Star-Lord figure. And this version comes with these awesome looking sci-fi kind of exploding effects. They look like pink smoke or something, but they look very cool, and you could use them for a lot of other cool sci-fi kind of stuff. And for the figure itself, he's really awesome. He's the best version of movie Star-Lord that you could find. He wasn't perfect. Like, people were really upset about how the pelvis piece kind of looks like a diaper, but I mean, I see where they're coming from, but it really doesn't stand out for me like that as a negative thing. It looks fine to me. I don't know, but yeah, this is a really cool figure, and it's very nice that you know, Figure Arts was able to do some figures outside of just the Avengers, and I was really happy when they announced this guy. And I wish they did more stuff from Guardians. I mean, a Yondu would have been cool, or like a Drax or whatever. They only did him and Rocket. And Rocket, I didn't feel comfortable buying because it was like $80, and you know, he's small. He should have came packed with someone else or something. But yeah, anyways, that's number 5, Star-Lord. Very cool figure. Very happy to have him. And at number 4 on my list, I am going with the Marvel Select Planet Hulk figure. And this figure is just amazing. It's sculpted by John St. John, and he kills it as he always does. And I mean, he has some articulation, but he's a big, huge figure with a bunch of armor pieces, so the articulation doesn't work that good. But you know, he's awesome, especially for $30. You could walk into Disney Store and get this tomorrow if you want, and it won't cost you. I think Marvel Select prices might have gone up just a little bit, but it's around $30 or $29.99 or something like that. But it's worth every penny, in my opinion. I think with Marvel Select stuff, you get the most bang for your buck, and Planet Hulk here is a perfect example of that. He's one of the best sculpted figures this year. Everything about him is awesome. I just love this figure. I was so happy when I picked him up. And yeah, that's it. That's number 4, Planet Hulk from Marvel Select. So the number 3 spot on my list goes to the Revoltech Spider-Man. And this Spider-Man is by far the most posable Spider-Man figure that you could ever find. And he's really fun to play with. He's kind of hard to get into good poses, but I think that's part of the fun of this figure. The possibilities are endless. You know, any pose that you could think of, you could probably get him into, but it just takes some work, especially to hide those joints. But he's a really fun figure to pose and play with, and try to figure out how to get those cool poses, those cool natural looking poses out of him. And also, if you're a big fan of like Marvel vs. Capcom, I think that this figure captures that look perfectly. So this could be your definitive Marvel vs. Capcom Spider-Man. So he's very cool. That's number 3, Revoltech Spider-Man. So coming in at number 2, I have Figure Arts Captain Jack Sparrow, and this figure to me is pretty much perfect. It's a perfect representation of this character. Makes me feel like I don't need to buy another version of Jack Sparrow. I know Revoltech has a version that's a couple years old. I feel no need to pick that guy up because this one is pretty much perfect, especially the face sculpt. Check that out. Everything, I mean, that's a perfect face sculpt. That has to be one of the best face sculpts I've ever seen. And just in general, this is just a really cool figure. It has a bunch of different cool accessories. It captures the spirit of the character very well, and I'd love to see like more companies just do random movie stuff like this. I don't know if people consider like Captain Jack Sparrow a classic or iconic character, but I do, so it's really cool to get him in a good, like, high quality 6-inch form. And I really wish that we could see more classic cinema characters coming out from like Figure Arts or Mafex. Mafex is doing a couple, like they have some Space Odyssey stuff and things like that. But yeah, I'd love to see more of that. And yeah, anyway, so Jack Sparrow, he's an awesome figure, awesome face sculpt, and that's number 2 on my list. And for the number 1 spot on my list, I am going with the Mafex Homecoming Spider-Man. And I love this figure. He had a lot of competition out there this year, and he was by far the best. The figure arts was a second, but not a very close one. Once I had this one in hand, that one was kind of obsolete to me. This one is great. Everything about it is pretty much perfect. I love the articulation. The only thing is he's a little bit tall. I do wish that he was a little bit shorter, but other than that, he's great. He comes with an unmasked head, which a lot of the other versions didn't, and just overall he's really fun to pose and play with. He doesn't have as many options when it comes to the face because he just has the 3 interchangeable heads. He doesn't have like interchangeable eyes or anything when compared to the figure arts one, but yeah, just in general, he's a really cool figure. I'm so happy about this guy. I take him with me everywhere other than like work, you know, but I take this figure with me everywhere I go. I stick him in my pocket and I'm constantly playing with it and messing with it, posing it. There was some quality control issues. Some people, you know, I saw some people online that theirs broke at the hip, so just be very careful if you decide to go pick this up. And once you pull it out of the box, warm up the joints or do whatever you have to do. But yeah, if your figure doesn't break, then this is the awesome figure, and mine didn't. I had 0 quality control issues with this Mayfix Spider-Man, so I was very happy about that. But yeah, check him out. Just everything about him is perfect. He even had interchangeable feet, which I don't have right now, but it was like feet with magnets on it, and that's so awesome. Just cool little things like that took this figure over the top. But yeah, this is my #1 figure of the year, aside from the Mezco stuff and the Marvel Legends stuff. But for my current list that I have going on right here, this is my favorite figure by far, actually. Yeah, this figure was amazing. I love this thing. Check him out. He's just great. He has all the details that the figure arts one has. They're different, but it's all there. You know, you got the lines and stuff like that. He looks less busy than the figure arts one. I do plan on doing a comparison video later on, but you know, I think this is going to be my go-to Homecoming Spider-Man for a while. Even when the Mezco one comes out, I think that I'm going to like this one better. This one is just so much fun to pose and play with. So yeah, that's it. That's my #1 pick. So that is it for my top 10 list. Please be sure to let me know what you think. Let me know what your top 10 figures are aside from Mezco and Marvel Legends. I'm interested to hear about all these other cool companies that do a lot of awesome stuff. So please let me know what your top 10 were. And also, recently I just hit 4,000 subscribers, and that's really exciting. I really try to get people to come to the channel and get more, get subscribers and views and all that cool stuff. So it's very exciting to finally hit 4,000. It's taken me a while to get here, but it's awesome. So thank you very much for all the support and stuff like that. And also, as always, I'm always trying to improve my channel and make things look better. So, I'm trying out the blue background here. Let me know what you guys think. I might be doing that in a few reviews in the future here, so hopefully you guys like that. And yeah, that's it. Thank you very much for watching. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And Happy New Year. Peace.
That's crispy.